What are the chances of World War III in 2025? How could it happen? And will it? With tensions rising around the world, everyone's asking, what are the chances of World War III in 2025? Today we're going to break down the most likely scenarios, the key players, and how it could happen. Stick around because knowing the risk could help us prepare for the future.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now.
So, let's start with how likely World War III really is. Yes, global tensions are up, and some experts say that the chance of big conflict is higher than it's ever been. So, does that mean it's definitely going to happen? Not at all. Leaders around the world understand how terrible a global war would be, especially with nuclear weapons involved. So, for now, the big reason they're holding back from taking things too far is annihilation. Honestly. All right, so part two, where could conflicts start? Now, there's some major hotspots where conflicts could start. So here, let's just list them down. Ukraine-Russian war. The fighting in Ukraine has already drawn in countries like the US indirectly through military support. If this escalates, it could drag more nations in. China-Taiwan tensions. China wants to reunite with Taiwan, like an old ex. And if it tries to do so by force, the US and its allies might have to step in, and this could spark a fight in the Pacific. We don't want that. Middle East tensions, the never-ending tension. There are already signs of ceasefires happening, though, which is a good news. But if tensions rise again, countries around the Middle East could get pulled into a broader conflict. Now, these hotspots show how one small move could have big consequences, but Trump just got into office yesterday, and already Hamas, and it seems that everyone wants to stop now, which is nice, which is great. So it's huge. We'll see how that goes. So in this third part, the nuclear threat. We're not done with nuclear here. Nuclear weapons are a huge factor here, and if conflict starts, even a limited nuclear exchange would be devastating. Some countries like Russia and North Korea have hinted that they'd use nuclear weapons in a serious conflict. So this makes it crucial for leaders to be very careful because once nuclear weapons get thrown, it escalates really quickly and we are all gone. Number 4, cyber warfare. In 2025, war might not start with tanks and missiles, but with cyber attacks. Imagine if power grids, financial systems, and communication networks got hacked and taken down. It would cause chaos and could easily lead to a bigger conflict and then nuclear war. Cyber warfare is a new kind of threat that's harder to see, but can be just as dangerous, devastating, and also sneaky. Like, you just don't know what's happening, and next thing, nothing works. Social media and division in the US. Number 5, which is total just misinformation, honestly. Here at home, the US is dealing with a lot of division and polarization. Social media plays a big role in this, sometimes making things worse. Plus, other countries have used social media to stir up trouble within the US. If international conflict heats up, staying united is going to be one of the best defenses because the only way they could really crack us is from the inside out. And it seems to have been working this last 3-4 years. So get off social media maybe a little bit. Go talk to your neighbors. Now, segment 6, economic pressures and resource competition. Another factor pushing us towards conflict is the economy. With inflation, high energy prices, and supply chain issues, countries are competing for resources like oil, rare earth metals, and even water. History has shown us that when economies struggle, the chance of conflict goes up. Interestingly, like I said, Trump just got into office, so we will see how that goes. But so far, the economy has liked it, so we will see. So segment 7, let's bring the vibe back up. Diplomatic talks are still happening. The United Nations, peace talks, and secret channels between rival countries are all working to keep the peace. But with more nationalism and less trust between nations, it's a tough road. Still, there's reason to hope, especially as we've seen a ceasefire in the Middle East. Segment 8, new military technology. War is also different now because of technology. If a conflict does break out, new tech like AI, drones, and hypersonic missiles, and now maybe even UFOs, could make it faster and harder to stop once it starts. So these weapons mean that the countries will have less time to calm things down once things kick off. We used to all think guns were enough, but now I need to learn how to fly a drone. So what does it mean for everyday people? What would a global conflict mean for us? Beyond the economic impact, it would be tough mentally. Social media and the internet are full of conflicting information, propaganda, and divisive rhetoric. This adds stress and makes it hard to know what's true. The best way to prepare now isn't just to stock up on supplies. It's about staying mentally strong, staying informed, question everything you read, and talk to people with different viewpoints. Please, just keep an open mind. If conflict ever comes, being mentally united is just as important as physically prepared. So, how the 2024 election is going to shape all of this? The recent election has people talking about how it will shape America's role in the world stage. Now, with a new focus on national strength and resilience and bringing companies back to the States, we might see a shift in foreign policy. I know tariffs are coming. Now, while opinions vary, staying united will be key to handling these complex times together. After all, our strength as a nation comes from sticking together. And this goes for people that don't agree with us. Like, no one's coming after you because of where you like to put your genitals, for example. Like, what the f? So, will we see World War III in 2025? The risk is definitely higher than it was, but it's not inevitable. The world's leaders know how bad a global war would be, and diplomatic efforts are still strong. There's still a chance to avoid it. Let's hope the history books remember these years as a close call and not the start of a major conflict. Be nice to each other.